Hey guys, welcome back to channel Claire. Hope that you're doing well wherever you are in this crazy world. It is the Monday before Christmas Eve and I've just gotten off. I've settled with Blair. I've had a really good day and a day that's just made me reflect and be very grateful for where I am in life right now. I may not be where maybe my peers are in their life, but I'm doing things in my own time, in my own way, and to see kind of a encouragement and that other people see how hard you work and they notice what you're doing is very comforting, and it gives you a boost of confidence. And I'm just so grateful this holiday season. I hope that you all are doing well out there. I hope that you all have a great holiday, whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, regardless, hopefully you have some time off because everybody could use that. But I always like this time of year because everyone's nicer and it really is about family love and sharing time with one another, and this world needs so much more of that. So I'm really grateful for this holiday season, and reflecting back on this year, it's been a hard ass year, so it's kind of bittersweet. While here at the end of the year it's like kind of on this upswing, and I hope it continues into 2025. But it was a hard year. A lot of loss. We've lost a lot of important people in my family this year. And just trying to get through that, the grieving process, this realizing, at 31 years old now, this cycle of life, my mom calls it, and just watching people in my life that I've known for all my life kind of get older and pass away. That's kind of been hard. And then just realizing the upcoming, and I'm trying not to live in the future and try to live more in the moment and in my present and not think about all of that, because it will give you anxiety, it will get you worked up, and you're putting energy into things that you shouldn't be. So I'm constantly trying to remind myself of enjoy the present, enjoy life without fear and anxiety of what's to come, because then I'm never going to do anything if I'm always worried about what's to come, because I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, or I'm scared of the cycle of life, whereas I should take it more as life is short, so enjoy the life and time that you have now. So I'm really just trying to reflect on this year. It's been a lot, but again, I'm very grateful, and I just hope that you all are well out there this holiday season. You're happy, healthy, warm, have family, friends surrounding you, because sometimes we have our chosen family. Not everybody is as fortunate to have, good, natural family. So we always have to remember that as well. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that before we kind of got into the mess and all the extra drama that really, in the grand scheme of things, does not matter. It's not of any real significance. I really don't get worked up about any of this stuff. I hope that you guys know it's more of entertainment. It's what interests me when it comes to the royals and stuff like that, or hot topics. I'm just talking about it, giving my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions. You don't have to agree with me. A lot of people don't. And that's okay when it comes to Harry and Meghan, the royals and stuff like that, but there's been a lot of stuff going on with Ariana Grande and her boo, Ethan Slater, and Ethan Slater's ex-wife writing a open letter. Her name is Dr. Lily something, whatever. She wrote this open letter pretty much giving us insight on this experience of being married to someone with a young child. They just had a child, her and Ethan. He's going to do this movie, massive movie, Wicked. Then it turns out he's legit hooking up with the lead, and one of the biggest pop stars in the world. And you have to see this person and your ex at every fucking turn. And all the promotion for Wicked, I couldn't imagine. So that was an open letter that she did, and people are really coming hard at Ariana because they're connecting the dots with the timelines, and it really, my apologies y'all, I didn't realize just how loud my dryer was gonna get, so I really do apologize for first few minutes being super noisy, especially if you're listening with headphones. I'll try to put like an edit somewhere just as a forewarning. But yes, as I was saying, people are putting two and two together for the timeline with Ethan Slater and Ariana Grande, and the time that she divorced her husband versus the time he left his wife, who he just had a baby with, like maybe a month and a half. It was very, very soon, okay? And it's close. It's too close for it not to have been some type of overlap. That's what people are saying and speculating. Of course, we weren't there. We weren't in the bedrooms. We weren't into any... Let me not say that. I'm not saying they went to the bedroom before. I'm just saying we weren't in the conversations or however form it took for Ariana and Ethan to fall in love and decide they wanted to be together as a couple. So there's that going on. There's also this whole situation with Blake Lively, which we dealt with that earlier this year. We thought that was done and dead. Blake Lively got a horrible rap. Like, literally, it was kind of like career ending-ish. Like, the stuff that was coming out about her, how they were saying she was really a mean girl, all these interviews popping up and different stories. Hold on. My apologies. My little Blair just loves to talk when I start talking. Like, she wants to have conversation. I don't know. But I think she should be good now. We'll see. But as I was saying, this whole situation with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, who was the director on It Ends With Us, book written by Colleen Hoover. I've heard of Colleen Hoover, never read her stuff. I've heard mixed reviews about her books. Did not see the movie It Ends With Us because I heard mixed reviews about that. The promo, given the topic, a major topic or theme that the movie had was of like DV apparently. The promotion, the way it was done was a little bit more lighthearted than it should have been in a lot of people's opinions, and it just wasn't my type of movie, so I didn't see it. However, I did speak about briefly Blake in this situation with Justin and how pretty much he was saying that she was the difficult one to work with and she was the one who was causing all the issues, and Blake got a horrible rap. Like, it was honestly, I think there was quite a few women who were getting a bad rap at the same time. It was like Brooke Schofield, it was Blake Lively, and there was one, Hailey Bieber. Like, all three of them like got a horrific rap on social media this year. I got people calling me. Like, you would think I have all types of stuff going on, and I don't know. Today, just people are popping up out of the woodwork. Blair is having a fit. I've got the washer and dryer going on. There's just a lot going on and stuff I'm trying to get done before Christmas and everything like that. So I do apologize. But all three of those ladies got a horrible rap this year. Like, the smear campaigns, they're calling it, online, TikTok, Twitter, what have you. Wherever you went, you saw it. Hailey Bieber in particular. And after this lawsuit that was released over the weekend, it's been a developing story put on by Blake Lively against Justin Baldoni. She has revealed a lot of on-set drama, uncomfortable situations. Apparently, like, it's a 70-page long complaint where she details what Justin was doing to her. I will also say that when they were doing the promotion, the other cast members apparently were not doing promo with Justin. Okay, so there was that split there. However, with all the other details and different stories that were coming out, which we now know per this lawsuit was a planned, produced smear campaign, all the attention went towards Blake and how she was awful and this mean girl and inconsiderate. There was this one interview with this lady that came up that people felt that she was treating the interviewer very unfairly. They was talking about Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, and they were bringing up the fact that Blake had gotten married at a plantation, which I still do think is distasteful. I still do think that's distasteful. In my opinion, you don't have to agree to get married on a plantation. But there was just so much very similar to that of Hailey Bieber. I won't say Brooke Schofield. Brooke Schofield's hate was her own shit because she was tweeting racist shit. So that was her own ordeal. But definitely Hailey Bieber, and given the fact that the hate and the smear campaign that Hailey was getting was basically inspiration for what Justin wanted to have done to Blake, which it did work. It worked. And I guess behind the scenes, Blake has been putting her eggs in a row and getting her stuff together, because now she's had the ladies who were on Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. They've come out and spoke in a, support for Blake. We've had, apparently Justin Baldoni had a podcast, and he had a partner, I think her name is Liz, and she quit the podcast in support. We also had a little bit, I wish she would keep her mouth shut because it's really not relevant at all. Like, it's apples and oranges. But we had Amber Heard, who, I started this channel on the Johnny Depp stuff, so if you don't know and you disagree and you think that Amber was the one who was DV'd, I don't know what to tell you. The evidence is there. There's been no evidence of Amber being DV'd. I'm so sorry. But Amber Heard had to chime in and say basically that she understands. Let me see if I can find the damn thing. She was trying to relate with Blake about the smear campaign that was happening towards Blake, saying it was a coordinated effort, like it was done to her. However, Amber, what happened with you was you lied your fucking ass off. Everybody saw it and was in disbelief how audacious you were to lie your fucking ass off and have absolutely no proof whatsoever. So that was your issue. She said, where'd it go? Let me do it. Amber Heard, Blake Lively. Let's see. So, because I want to get her exact statements so I don't fucking butcher it. I'm seeing a lot of Spanish. Okay, here it goes. Pop base. Amber Heard shows Blake Lively support amidst lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Social media is the absolute personification of the classic saying, a lie travels halfway around the world before truth can get its boots on. I saw firsthand and up close. It's horrifying as it is destructive. Honey, your lie that initiated everything with Johnny definitely traveled halfway around the world before the truth could get its boots on, and his life was ruined for a number of years, 6+ years, before he was able to prove in court that you were a liar. So, I mean, you are really not in this discussion. You needed to just butt out completely. This is not for you. It is not the same thing. You brought that shit onto yourself. Okay, this apparently, from all the evidence and discovery and the complaint that Blake has put out, seems very much like it was a concerted effort, a planned PR smear campaign. The other layer to this is apparently they're saying Justin hired Johnny's people, is what I'm hearing. He hired Johnny's PR people. And so people are trying to say, yeah, the same thing that happened to Blake happened to Amber. I don't know if that's I don't think that's true. People really were with Amber, realizing and like being stunned and shocked that this woman was lying through her fucking teeth on the stand and had a lot to say about it. So that's what that was. Completely separate. But Blake has been able to garner a lot of support with this lawsuit that she's also had. Also, Colleen Hoover, who wrote the book It Ends With Us, has also came out in support of Blake Lively. So she has a lot of women who are standing with her. It really does seem from the text messages even that she's been able to get that Justin was going after her. He was going after her and literally gave Hailey Bieber's troubling, I mean, the girl was getting an onslaught of hate because of Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez fans and people thinking that Hailey was copying Selena Gomez in every way, shape, form. And I mean, I will admit a lot of the connections people were making did seem very valid. It seemed true, and that's why it caught a lot of fire and people were running with it because it was making sense and connecting. However, it was overboard. And it's this love triangle that people are still trying to make a love triangle where really Justin chose Hailey. Selena is now married, well, not married, engaged to this guy, Benny Blanco, with whom people have their feelings on him. He is not the most attractive, in my opinion. I mean, but maybe he treats her really, really well. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So, Hailey Bieber had literally had to come out and tell people to leave her the fuck alone, pretty much. But it seems as if Selena Gomez didn't come out and tell her fans and everybody to leave Hailey alone, which kind of would have been the best move. Or maybe she could have at some point, like on her IG, so don't quote me on that. But if she didn't, it would have been good for her too, because there's no way her or her team didn't know what was happening with Hailey Bieber and all the hate she was getting. But yeah, this lawsuit is insane, and I was waiting to try to see if Justin was going to have some type of response to the lawsuit, and now that the 70-page complaint has come out with all the details, I was waiting to see if he was going to have a response. I have not seen one thus far. So what do you say back to that when they have you in text messages saying, yeah, I want y'all to coordinate a PR smear campaign similar to what's happening with Hailey Bieber to take down Blake Lively? Because apparently he was on set being very ungracious and very inappropriate and making a number of people feel uncomfortable. So it's so crazy how you're able to spin a fucking narrative like that by the media. And it just makes me, I already knew that with the Johnny Depp case and the blatant lies that the media would put out in their headlines. Literally, we're watching the court case with our eyes and ears, and they're putting out blatant lies in the headlines in the next evening. It's just mind-blowing, and it's very interesting, the PR realm, and how you can literally make a narrative and have people, us, have our minds all fucked, mixed up. We can make opinions because we've seen this tweets that are bots, not even fucking actual people saying these things. Planted TikToks or planted tweets. That's a thing that happens, and it's like, I really do think a lot of this happens with Meghan and Harry as well. Now, I will say with Meghan and Harry, they have a lot of people who dislike them, particularly Meghan. But I do think that there is some bot action there, which has been proven in some court cases and whatnot. But it's just so interesting, and you have to be very cognizant not to let the media sway your opinion so much. It's so funny. Like, Blair and I have a whole routine, and if I'm off at all by some minutes, she is gonna meow me down. Like, it is past her bedtime and she will not lay down in the bed until I lay down, even if it's just like I lay down for maybe like 5 minutes and then I go about my business. But I have to lay down for her to lay down, and it's so crazy. So now she's laid up, she's fine, grooming herself, chilling and relaxing, and it's hilarious, these cats. But yeah, this situation with Justin and the manipulation of the media and narrative, it's very eye-opening. And it's very eye-opening how easily the media can control our thoughts and opinions and how we see things. And they will put out a narrative and we're just trusting what they're saying because really we don't know what the fuck is going on. So we're trusting what the fuck these different outlets are telling us, or different accounts, random accounts that are popping up on Twitter, thinking we know something, don't know shit. Whole time the person who is made out to be the angel in this planned narrative is actually the one who was the issue. And the victim is the one who was made to be the bad person. And that is also what happened with Johnny and Amber in the beginning until the truth came out. So the narrative of media, and they have a lot of influence for us, even if we don't realize it, even if we want to say that they don't. They sway our opinions in a massive way because everybody was on this hate Blake bandwagon, and it was so easy and it was so quick, especially with TikTok. That's why they want to try to ban it, because the way that app moves, the quickness of it, like there's no app like it. Twitter doesn't do it. Facebook sure enough doesn't do it. It's quick. You can get information out so fast. Their algorithm or whatever the fuck they have going on is just phenomenal. But again, that's why they're trying to get rid of it, because it has people too accessible to the world and everything, and we really know what's happening or going on. But there were so many think pieces on TikTok, some of which now I guess were planted, and then from that other creators and people started making their videos and opinions based off of what that was being fed to us in this PR campaign done against Blake. So I don't feel either way about Blake. I've watched Gossip Girl many times. It's one of my comfort shows. I'm a Blair Waldorf fan. I really like Leighton Meester. That's my girl. So, Blake, I can take or leave her. I really don't like that she got married on a plantation, but I guess they saw the beauty in it. I mean, okay. But yeah, Blake, we're gonna see how this lawsuit goes. Justin has yet to respond. I'm kind of waiting to hear from his end as well, so I can make more of a well-rounded opinion on what's actually going on. So there's that. Something else that is happening in our world is Luigi went to court today. Luigi went to court today, y'all. So Luigi is everywhere, and we've got new pictures of him. But what is so interesting is we already knew that he was going to plead not guilty from his first lawyer in Pennsylvania. So he's pleading not guilty, which he's saying he didn't do it. Now, a lot of people are speculating because there's been multiple different pictures out of him. Different clothing, different hood, different hat, different jacket, different book bag. They're talking about his eyebrows and the different security footage, how they don't match to the Luigi we know. A lot of gray area. So, I mean, he's saying he didn't do it, which means the real culprit is still out there, and they're trying to bank it on this man. Prosecution makes it seem like they got all this evidence, this, that, and other. It doesn't seem like Karen Anefalo, I believe her name is, who is Luigi's lawyer, has really seen all of that quite yet, which is strange because it's been quite a few days since this incident happened. But there was all these pictures. I just find it so interesting how this young man is so confident. Every time you see him, he's standing tall, his shoulders back, his head held high. That's confidence. It's like he knows he didn't do this shit. Like there's something happening that we don't know. And there's been different photos we've seen the security footage. So it's like, are there multiples of people? Because they keep saying that he couldn't have worked alone to have known exactly where Brian, the CEO, was going to be at that exact moment in time in New York going into that Hilton, that he had to be connected and working with somebody. So this case is so interesting. He has a lot of support. I saw that people were out there in New York in the bitter cold today, with signs and microphones, megaphones, just letting Luigi and the world know that he's supported, because this healthcare shit is so whack. It's disgusting. And if you know, you live in the States, you know. I mean, and it's not even in just the States alone. I've seen people putting out their support from around the world for this situation. And it really has to do with top and bottom. This 1% having everything and everybody else fucking struggling. It's not fair. So people are waking up. There's this class consciousness. It's all very interesting. I wonder how it's going to go into 2025, especially with Trump getting in office, with his sidekick Elon, who seems like he's fucking puppeteering some shit there. So 2025 is going to be an interesting one, and it's definitely going to be interesting following this case, seeing what takes place with Luigi and if he's able to get out of this, because prosecution seems Like, they've got some shit, yet Luigi is pleading not guilty to all charges. I think there's 11. And he's become pretty much at this point a martyr, and he's so fucking confident that he's in the cop car smiling. He's fucking smiling. They literally were walking him out, and one of the reporters asked, "Do you have something to say?" And he made this face like, yeah, I kind of do, but didn't say anything because he can't say anything, I'm sure, by his lawyer's advice. But his face was like, you know, the non-verbal, like, yeah, I got some shit to say, all right. And so it's going to be interesting to hear so much of what he has to say. So this is him and Karen in court. We do have these pictures in court. So I guess in New York, trials, hearings, or whatever will be videotaped. So I guess maybe if the trial is done here in New York, we'll be able to see it, similar to like the Johnny Depp one. But yeah, this thing with Luigi is crazy, and I'm just wanting to see how it pans out and what change it's going to bring in the healthcare industry and insurance in general, even car insurance, renters insurance, insurance in general. You're paying monthly thousands and thousands of dollars because you're paying it in hopes that when something actually happens, these companies who you've given thousands of dollars to are going to handle what they should handle and cover this incident that you've been retroactively paying on for months and months and months. Thousands and thousands of dollars you're giving to them out of your check or whatever. And it's sick. It's sick. So a lot of people are just in agreement that the system is broken and something needs to change. And sometimes it takes extreme measures for shit to happen. And conversations that needed to be had are being had now. And it sucks that this is what had to take place for it to happen, but it's good that these conversations are taking place, and these CEOs and rich folks are scared. They're scared. And I just heard something about how Jeff Bezos and the new wife he's about to marry, because he got divorced, I believe, but the new wife, how apparently they're having like a $600 million fucking wedding coming up. They're inviting all these fucking people. But the Amazon workers, the drivers and shit, they're about to go on strike, okay? Because they need better pay. Because it's harsh, the work that they do. So I think they're wanting to get like $30, and this man is having $30 an hour. But this man, Jeff Bezos, wants to have a $600 million fucking wedding. How do you even spend that much money on a wedding? Like, what are you having, a fucking droid laser show in the heavens? Like, I don't even know what you could spend that much money on, because my mind just doesn't compute, because I don't have access to funds like that. So I don't even know what type of things you can do with that much fucking money, that you can spend $600 million on one single wedding for one fucking day, an evening. Like, that's sick. And if I were his wife, you know, or him, you know, at least her, that would be sickening to me. When there's so many people around the world that are struggling, kids that are hungry, starving, you know, there's just so much where that $600 million could go. So it's no wonder how people feel the way that they do about these CEOs and the 1%, because it's gross. Nobody needs to have that amount of money when there are people out here struggling and can't even get the basics that you should be able to have as a human being, who honestly, none of us fucking asked to be here. We just fucking appeared. Or, you know, like, we didn't ask to fucking be here, so the least we can have is fucking the basics: shelter, clothing, food, water, you know, like, come the fuck on. But there are people who don't have that. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So we have the serious nature of things with Luigi and him making a stand and making this conversation, and then we have the drama. But sometimes I like to have my hands in both. And just, I think it makes for a more well-rounded life. I don't want to just be consumed with the drama. I want to know what's going on in the world as well. So, y'all, it's been real. It's been fun. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on any of the topics if you have one. Again, once Justin Baldoni comes out with his response to the lawsuit, I feel like I'll then be able to have more so of a well-rounded response because I've gotten both sides. I am very leaning heavy into believing what Blake is, telling in her complaint in the lawsuit. I'm just so perplexed how this narrative was pushed to us and we just ate it the fuck up just as fucking planned. And that pisses me off because they planned it. They knew we would take the bait. We took the bait and here we fucking are. Apologizing to Blake Lively. Ridiculous. So I will see you guys in another video. Think about liking, think about subscribing. If not, I completely understand, but I'll see you later.